He also had, in one iteration, Dragon Zord, you could play a little flute jam on it.
I'm a creepy floating head. I don't have all the answers.
There's no laws where I'm from, you know what I'm saying?
I needed to redecorate. Why aren't there any decorations? He's like, well, I gave my money to Nappy Red, who ended up redecorating my face.
Happened in the 90s.
So, Matthew.
Oh.
Who was your favorite Power Ranger and why?
Well, depending on the year, Steve, it actually changed.
Yeah.
I'd say right off the bat, I'm a Jason guy. You know,
Jason?
T-Rex. He's got the flannel on. I can vibe with that. I was in the arsenal. And he was kind of the most macho, if I'm being honest. Shout out Zach. A little more coolness than that. But then, I mean, I was a Jason guy, Steve. He had a ponytail. He had the coolest Zords.
You mean Tommy?
Tommy. Yeah, sorry. Tommy. He just was too cool. To the point where he was so cool that they kept... Everyone else got too old. They couldn't do it. Jason's... What was that guy's name? I forget what his name was.
Jason Frank?
Yeah, he just kept coming back because everyone was like, this guy's cool. And when I just think of the overall... It's got to be Tommy, Steven. I'm going to go Dragon Zord, and that might be unpopular because Tiger Zord, super cool. I felt like the outfit drip was fantastic.
It totally was.
But I'm going Green Ranger, Tommy, little evil. Maybe he'll turn on you. You know, he's a wild card.
He's the anti-hero. Green is my favorite color anyway. So his costume or his uniform, it just automatically looked better than everyone else's.
And he had that little chest thing that, you know, was like a bulletproof vest. But not really, just that cool thing. He also had, in one iteration, Dragon Zord, you could play a little flute jam on it. You know, pick it up, ocarina of time that thing. You're playing a little tune to get your Zord out. And then when he had the tiger one, I feel like that thing was talking to him, if I remember right.
It was something freaky with that whistle.
Yeah, I mean, he was whistling, Steve. Blow the whistle.
Yeah, I mean, he really was the people's champ, though, man.
He is. I mean, and he just stone cold him. He was a villain. He came in evil. Everyone's like, this guy is way cooler than these nerds.
I want to do it because it's fun. It's fun to do bad things.
He came into our hearts, Steve. And he turned good.
He turned good. Became the White Ranger.
Yeah. Yeah. But still, green. He was green still for a while. The white came when they needed an upgrade. It got tired. They had to change something, you know?
I'm going to be real with you, man. I checked out after season 1 because by that next year, season 2, we were in 6th grade. And it's I feel like that's one of those grades where you kind of feel guilty about watching like child programming. Like, no, I don't watch that. Shut up.
Yeah.
Man, I caught you watching Bobby Girl.
Kids, man. That's for kids. What are you, little bitch? Yeah, I definitely remember that little cutoff where it was like, yeah, I can't be talking about this. But I stood with it a little longer than you, Steve. I made it to when they made the first movie.
Okay.
And I actually thought the movie was good. I remember being an older kid and being like, I'm into this. But then they lost me. I feel like they made a kid get powers, and he was like a little kid who became a grown man when he morphed. And then I was just out, Steve.
Then they added a sister. I like, damn, when did y'all do that? Like,
well, that's actually tragic, Steve. I feel like the Trini, I don't know whether she left and then died after that, but she is gone, not forgotten. Rest in peace to the actress. So I don't know if they made that change because of that, what reason, but the black chick was in the movie. So she was in there pretty soon. And I feel like Zach wasn't in the movie. I feel like there was an Asian-ish looking dude that was the Black Ranger at that point.
there were contract disputes. Jason, the Red Ranger, and the Black Ranger, it was contract disputes. But with Trini, she passed away in 2001. Her name is Thoy Trang.
Yellow Ranger, though. A couple of my first crushes. Everyone loved the Pink Ranger, Steve. Kimberly. I mean, come on.
She was all right. Like,
Yeah.
I always see that meme where she's included on that list with the 90s hotties. And maybe she does belong on there. Maybe I just like other ones more. But she was all right. I'm just going to say she was all right. She wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, comparatively to other 90s hotties, Steve, like if you compare her to Pam Anderson, I mean, come on. Yeah. She's not even
Topanga?
in the ballpark. Topanga even. We could go on. I don't even, because it's just going to disservice to her.
Exactly.
But I think what it was, Steve, is this is, we're watching a lot of cartoons. Every once in a while you'll get like a hey dude with a nice little hottie on it that you can have a crush on, like some show. But this came along. I was into it. And here comes a nice little girl next door type. She's a superhero. Maybe we can hook up.
I like Pink. You like Pink?
Exactly.
We both like Pink.
I was all in.
They had us, at least me, for that first season.
Yeah. And Jason, I mean, I'm sorry, but Tommy, he was the one. But the T-Rex Zord was dope too, Steve. So I'm just here to just kind of be political. I'm sitting on the fence, Steve. I'm not picking a favorite.
All right, that's fair. I mean, I think the popular one though is Tommy, man.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. to him too. It sucks. It's because we're getting old. But like I said, so cool that no matter what, through the years, I mean, I stopped watching this, but they've kept making the show, and they just keep bringing this dude back, and it's because he is loved.
This is Steve G and Matt G with Happened in the 90s, a show where we talk about what happened in the 90s. So get out your Tu Wong Fu and your Delta Force 2 and shove my nose and shit. Won't you come and save me? Won't save me. Feed my eyes.
Carry some Jesus. I can't do it, Steve. I've lost it.
Deny Omega.
Deny Omega.
We're here, Matt.
Finally.
Yes. Today, my friend, we're talking all things August 28th in the 90s. It's Morphin time. Starting off in 1990, Alice in Chains would release Facelift, their debut studio album, and the world would never be the same again.
Banger. Front to back, Steve. There's a couple where it's a little less, but I don't know. This shit is banging. It's not even my favorite, but goddamn.
Yeah. It's not the one, but it's one of them ones.
It ain't like that, Steve. All these, and I mean, this is their first album, but that, like, I don't know. I don't even know how to, like, explain the sound that they make, but just the fucking thump of it, that sound.
Oh, man. The world needed that, Matt. We had to separate from that hair metal. It's the 90s now, and they hit us right at the start of the decade. Yes.
Cantrell, right?
Jerry Cantrell, the guitarist.
Dude, that guy's a beast. Lane Staley, that voice.
Yeah, man.
It's so tough because I feel like Alice in Chains, I think, is my favorite band from the 90s. Like, from this, I think it's them. I used to say Soundgarden just by like an inch.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Are you talking about the Seattle specifically or just all overall in the 90s?
Dude, I think overall. And
Yeah.
it might just be because it was like some of the first music, like when you get old enough to actually like pick your favorite music and stuff.
Yeah.
It was like right there. Also, Sunshine. I'm trying to like just like actually call out. Obviously, Man in the Box is the banger. That's the one we all know.
That's the
And I actually thought that was on the album that I like more, but it's crazy that was on their first like studio album.
The other single was We Die Young. Scary's on the walk. Scary's on his way. Watch where you step. I'll advise you wait until it's over. Then you got hit and bury your brother. Oh, man. Oh.
It's definitely getting added to the playlist. Like, I have Alice in Chains on it, but this whole album, I'm just because I was listening to it on the way home on a car trip, and then when I was working out there, I was like, "There's nothing to flip through."
Nothing.
There's a few albums where you can just put it on, and other than the commercials, not even touch the shit.
Sometimes I just like to throw in the Alice in Chains playlist on Spotify. Like, no specific song, album, just play anything. Yeah. I'm going to like it.
That's why they're up there as far as my favorite bands from that time period, or of all time, honestly. It just sucks they're not around, but I mean, even the bands that are around, it's not like they're like killing it right now. They're just like, everyone's reliving the glory.
They're still around. They just replaced Lane Staley with the black guy, and he does justice.
Does he?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to see him. I unfortunately never got to see like the actual like original band, but I'd pay for a ticket.
Yeah, it's worth it, bro.
I'd lose it.
In 1992, Honeymoon in Vegas premieres. Jack loses $65,000 in poker in Las Vegas, where he's marrying Betsy. The wedding will have to wait, as the poker winner wants the weekend with Betsy to cancel the debt. She accepts. Whom will she marry? Directed by Andrew Bergman, starring James Caan, Nicolas Cage, Sarah Jessica Parker, Pat Morita, and Tony Shalhoub.
Monk's up in this? What's his face from Wings? Yeah, dude.
Wow.
Tony Scarpucci, I believe. Something like that. Here's my thing about this movie, Steve. If you explain the plot of this, I'm immediately going to Indecent Proposal with Robert Redford and Woody. That came out a year after this. That was for just straight up smanging. It wasn't for just like a trip. It was just like one night with your chick. So I guess it's different in that way. But I find a lot of similarities in this. But you do get Jimmy Caan and Nicolas Cage acting their balls off.
Hey, man. James Caan is that dude, but he would have to catch these hands, Matt. Just asking me that alone.
Especially they went to Vegas to get married.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a tough ask, but he does get down 65 G's because James Caan's like this crooked ass fucking gambler that has connections and sets it up. And isn't it because Sarah Jessica Parker looks like his dead wife? I think.
Yes, she reminds him of his dead wife, but still, even when I'm 60 plus in debt, I will pimp myself out on the Vegas streets. No, you can't touch my woman.
You can make a quick few G's in Vegas. You might have to do some dirt. Hopefully you ain't hoeing like he's trying to hoe out Sarah Jessica, but it's Jim Caan, dude. He's very intimidating, But I like in this, he's like, look, I'll be a gentleman and just take your wife. I'd be like, yeah, okay. Get the fuck out of here, mister. You got something wrong with you, man. Dude, you get straight out. You're like, something's wrong with you, dude.
I'm not opposed to hitting an old man.
Man, fuck you and your bone spurs.
Yeah, dude. But, I mean, Nick Cage in a bind. He takes the deal, and then his chick gets whisked off to Hawaii. I mean, at this point, give up. But he gets on a plane, and because I'm going to forget, shout out to a young Bruno Mars that's in this. I love that. I found that out on MDubs, but goes to Hawaii, meets this like cool taxi driver, Pat Morita.
Wax on, wax off.
Hell yeah, dude. Who is connected to Jim Caan too. And he throws him off the scent. He's like taking him all around because Nick's trying to get to his chick, and Pat Morita's like, no, I don't know where I don't know why I've turned him into a Mexican guy. See, I'm just trying not to be racist. Yeah, but love seeing Pat Morita, Steve.
Oh yeah.
Pat Morita is just a joy,
Dude, he was a G, man. I liked when he took him to another Tommy's place. Oh yeah, you looking for Tommy? Oh yeah. So they get to this place and it's like this old like beach bum looking dude. Yeah.
It's fucking Jimmy Buffett. What the fuck?
Right.
That's cool, but I fell asleep though, Steve. So just clue me in. Does Nick Cage get the chick? Because this goes to the point where he finds out where the chick's at. Then he misses out. Doesn't he go to jail? And when he gets out, Pat Morita's like, "Yo, James Caan, whatever his name is, took your wife to Vegas to get married."
Yeah.
So he like clues him in on that because he feels bad. And then Nick Cage has to get out of Hawaii, Steve. He's got to get out. And this is kind of like a Home Alone situation going on because he just hitches a ride, not on just like a plane with like a random ticket, because this is still the 90s. He gets in some plane with all of those Elvis impersonators you see behind him, and he has to do some kind of crazy jump out dressed as an Elvis impersonator, Steve.
And that's what got his woman back. It's kind of like the one guy who fell into the Riddick Bowe match back in the 90s.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fan guy or whatever they call him. We don't even know his name, Steve. He just took a huge L at a boxing match.
Except for in this movie, Nicolas Cage doesn't get his ass beat as soon as he lands.
No, he actually finds his chick. Like I said, I fell asleep, but I made it to where he was jumping out in the whole shebang. This is like 3,000 miles to Graceland, Steve. Everyone's an Elvis impersonator.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, though. I mean, that's a pretty dope way to get your chick back. Skydiving, that's pretty dope.
You better marry me today. Bitch, I just jumped off a plane to get back with you.
No hesitation. I want to see pure joy when I come out of there. Just, do that real quick. Throw a little hip thrust. And then I want you to just be like, oh, my God. I want to see it. I want to see it, Steve.
Also in 1992, Pet Sematary 2 premieres. A teenage boy and his father move to his recently deceased mother's hometown, where they encounter the ancient Native American cemetery with the power to raise the dead. Directed by Mary Lambert, starring Edward Furlong, Anthony Edwards, Clancy Brown, and Jared Rushton.
I was texting in our little group chat we have last night while I was watching this. And I will admit, a few edibles deep, I was, in that zone. And for about an hour of this hour and 30, 40-minute movie, I was like, this movie is fucking stupid. It's cheesy. It's low class. It's low quality, Steve.
Dude, it's so far-fetched. It's funny. It's supposed to be a horror movie.
I mean, Clancy Brown's a G. I'm never going to say anything bad about him. He's a great scumbag. He's a great scumbag in this.
Yeah.
A little over the top for my taste. But here's what I don't like, Steve. I don't like all the fat shame. I don't like that. This poor fat kid just gets annihilated. I don't like seeing Big Russ Thompson's kid from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids being a complete fucking psycho.
Hey, well, you do have to say he played that well, though. I give it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, at my heart, it hurts. Big Russ Thompson's disappointed in his kid, if that's his kid, Steve. But then this movie took a huge turn. And you're right. The believability, the audaciousness of the plot is crazy. But this is how it always happens in Pet Sematary land, Steve. You have a cat you love. You have a dog you love, right? You're maybe dealing with some other stuff. That thing dies. And somebody's like, hey, man, we got a cemetery where you can bury that thing and it'll come back to life. You think about it. You don't. It keeps digging in and you bury your cat or your dog, right? And it comes back to life. And you don't notice that its eyes are glowing red or it's just acting kind of off. But you just clock that. And then maybe a couple weeks, maybe a day, maybe, whenever your dad dies or something, right? Then you're like, fuck, I miss him or whatever, whoever the person is. And because the animal comes back, you put a person in there. And it happens 1,000 times. It happened in the first movie. I'm sure it's happened in subsequent movies, but that's how it always happens, Steve. They get you, right?
They got it right the first time. The first one was cool. I would consider it a classic, but this time
absolutely.
Yeah.
Clancy, though, walking around as undead, just real weird, and nobody's acknowledging it. He fucks a living woman as an undead person, and there's just some problems there in both parties that I don't appreciate.
Well, to be fair, like there are some horrific elements of the movie. There were some that had you kind of jump a little bit, at least for me. Like Clancy Brown's character when he became like the undead, he played that well, man. Especially like when he's sitting at the table with the mashed potatoes and he's just I'm like, whoa. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Even when he was just a normal guy and he's like, yeah, you little fat shit, you know, just taking it to the fat kid. Also, real quick shout out to Anthony Edwards from ER, looking suave as fuck. That looks like me, to be honest. Like now, it kind of, if I could just like get a little skinnier, I might be able to pull off that look.
I mean, beards are the makeup for men, so it enhances us, man.
You're right. It's powerful.
Yeah.
But I just thought the last 30 minutes of it with all of the killings and just the weirdness of it, it was stupid. It was weird, but I just thought they paced it right and they brought me back to where I was actually like enjoying the last 30 minutes. So is a movie that's only 33% good a good movie? No. You know, it's a sequel that at the end of the day, you got a bunch of stars. I got a laugh out of it. The titty dream, Steve, with the wolf head.
For 2 seconds.
I mean, that was one of the greatest pieces of cinema right there. That 2 seconds encapsulates just something that you're not going to get anymore, Steve. We're not going to get that shot.
We got a itty bitty a titty, baby.
Werewolf titty nibbles, baby. I'll take them. And this is what I pointed out to Kendra that was so great about that scene. I know we can't show it, but in the dream, he's just like Anthony Edwards is, you know, and just enjoying the titties, and they show like this long shot of titties, and then they cut back to Anthony Edwards, and he's just like, yeah, just real quick, just enjoying himself.
Also in 1992, Twin Peaks Firewalk with Me premieres. Laura Palmer's harrowing final days are chronicled 1 year after the murder of Teresa Banks, a resident of Twin Peaks' neighboring town. Directed by David Lynch, starring Cheryl Lee, Moira Kelly, David Bowie, Chris Isaac, Harry Dean Stanton, Ray Wise, and Kyle MacLachlan.
I don't want to go on this firewalk, Steve. I'm not going. I'd like a debate. Let's set up a debate. Get a David Lynch lover in here and have him really break down what the fuck is so like great about it. Because I'm not enjoying it, Steve. I fell asleep. I've fallen asleep many times trying to watch Twin Peaks, and it's just weird in a way that I'm not feeling.
We talked about this off air, but like, not big fan of David Lynch. I will give credit to Blue Velvet. That was probably my favorite of his movies, but I do respect the fact that he has a cult following. He's had a formidable career over the decades, and it's just not my bag of tea. That's fine. It's fair.
Here's what I like about David Lynch. He's like a renegade filmmaker. He makes what he wants to make. He's, you know, but he doesn't make some like regular, he's not going to make Avengers.
Yeah.
That might be cool.
It might, yeah.
That might actually be something cool to see. But I like him as a guy. I think he's a cool dude. Rest in peace. He was a cool dude. So in that way, I don't want to sound like I'm not a fan of him. I just think like his movies, it's like I said, I feel like it's like Woody Allen. There's other problems with Woody Allen that make people hate him. But just as being a movie fan, I think it's the same thing. There's people that love it. I don't get it. So I can't love it. You know,
just like that. And what one thing I do appreciate about his movies, and I don't know if this is a David Lynch thing or a Twin Peaks thing, like you see the image behind me, it's got the red curtain, and then the floor is always like a black and white deal. It kind of reminds me of Super Mario Brothers 3 in the beginning, where, you know, it's the same deal. It's like a checkered floor with the red curtain. So I appreciate that. I'm sure that wasn't David Lynch's inspiration, but, you know, it's cool nonetheless.
That'd be cool if it was, honestly. And also, what I said earlier off air, that I think maybe what it is, and I'm willing to test this out if I have some time. Maybe you just have to be tripping balls, Steve. You know what I mean? Maybe it's one of those things where it's paced for somebody on like shrooms, and when you watch it on shrooms, you're like, dude, I fucking get it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Jacob's Ladder. When I watch that on shrooms, I was like, reality's not real, Steve. I'm dying right now.
And the more I think about it, you might be right, man, because you kind of search for the weird things when you're under the spell, if you will. And maybe this is a good accompaniment to shrooms or some LSD, a tab,
Yeah.
if you will.
If you're on something like that and then you hear something like yeah, exactly.
Whoa,
Dude,
whoa,
something's wrong.
whoa.
Something's wrong. There's gonna be one guy that's like, dude, it's it. I gotta go. Freaking out. I gotta get naked.
If you're one of those, because there's different sects. And another type would be like, you know what, man? That was the message from God, bro. And I heard it. You didn't hear it, bro? Play it back, bro. No, dude. That's from the Bible, man. This exact passage, Ezekiel 49.
Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
A little person hung themselves in the background, dude. It's right there.
Dude.
They filmed this on the same set as they did freaking The Wizard of Oz, dude. You get it, man?
That's a shout out to the Oompa Loompas, man. You didn't see that?
Dude, what if we're Oompa Loompas, dude?
That following year, 1993, Power Rangers series premiere episode airs, and it's called Day of the Dumpster. We're here, Matt.
Oh, dude, slap it and tap it, Steve. That's a song. That's a fucking banger.
Following the accidental release of long-imprisoned evil space-sorceress Rita Repulsa, a benevolent sage known as Zordon drafts a group of 5 teenagers to help protect the planet as Dino-powered warriors of goodness.
Right away, here's what I'm saying to the astronauts or whatever these people are that were on the moon. If you see something like what Rita was in on the moon and you're just seeing it for the first time, we don't go to the moon all the time, Steve. Even in Mighty Morphin Power Ranger world, don't just open it. You know what I'm saying? Chill out.
Yeah.
Throw a couple readings on that bitch. I mean, you guys fucked up royally. Now you got monsters showing up that get giant. She's throwing lightning bolts at random. You know how many people died because Rita just threw a lightning bolt down there? She doesn't know what she's doing.
Her staff of electricity.
Give me a smoke!
That was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good, dude. I've been working on that. But this is it, Steve. This is numero uno. If you aren't initiated with the show, start now because you're learning all the facts. They come at you real quick, Steve. We figure it all out real quick.
A lot of establishing of the characters. And after they open up this sewer, Rita Repulsa pops up and she gets the action immediately.
Yeah, she's got a chud squad right away. Like, they kind of fine-tuned this a little bit, but other than Goldar, I mean, come on. And even Goldar's fucking up. Like, he huffs something, dude. He's got some brain damage.
Look, we'll get to Goldar. I always hated him. He's a big pussy. Maybe we can talk about it now, but yeah, he is a pussy. And
Hey, Steve, what do you mean?
yeah, like he's a pussy. He's got all of that metallic gear. He looks cool. I'll give you that. But every time they beat his ass, he can't take a fade properly. He always disappears. Oh, they're beating my ass. Like, man.
See ya. And he's always cocky about it. Too. Like, you got your ass whipped, dude.
Yeah.
I'll see you again, kid.
No, stay there so you can see him now.
Stop
Like, you
flying
started
away
it.
with your weird wings that you got. He also has wings I like. They just disappear, but sometimes they just pop out and he can fly away too, Steve. Here's my thing. Well, we'll get to it. Let's keep going.
She makes it known that she wants to destroy the nearest planet, and apparently the nearest planet is planet Earth. But then we cut to Angel Grove, where a kid can be a kid. You can practice karate, work on your gymnastics, and get a smoothie on top of that.
Yeah, dude. Ernie's got the spot, Steve.
It's the spot.
Jason's this high school kid's got a little karate class he's doing. He's sharing life lessons. Him and Zach. Dude, and Zach's just killing it, Steve. He can kick your ass and look cool doing it. That's what we all appreciate about Zach.
Yeah.
You know? But everyone's doing something. Trini, Kim, they're doing some weird Tai Chi stuff. You know? Billy, he's being a nerd. But accepted. You know?
Yeah, he's trying because he's doing his little karate lesson and he's just not getting it.
Hey, can I take my glasses off? It's not quite that. But, he's messing up. But Jason's like, look, bro, you got to just chill out. I forget what he says, but he's being a nice teacher. He's a teacher, right, Steve?
Yeah.
But then freaking Bulk and Skull show up, two 40-year-olds that are still in high school, and they're looking to cause some ruckus. And at first, they just hit on some chicks. They're trying to get some squeege. They try to get some from Kimberly and Trini, but it's not happening, Steve. They're not feeling the vibe.
We not good enough for you? Like, dude, look in the mirror. You're not good enough for anyone.
Bitch. And then they try to attack him, I feel like. Zach's like, look, guys, let's chill out here. The girls just beat him up, flip him around, make them look like idiots, because, that's their thing, Steve.
Yeah, how can you protect me when I can kick your ass?
But, exactly. Also, why are you dressed like you're a pilot and also in some kind of a band? Like, what is the style? Is it steampunk? Like, what is this? What grade are you in?
It's punk ass.
Yeah. But then we cut to the moon base, Steve, which is where Rita Repulsa's at. She's set up shop, and her little... It almost looks like Falcor in like an apron. I don't know how to describe this thing or what to call it, but his name is Victor. And he's in the craft section. He's making the putty guys, the putty patrol dudes. I know it's clay. I know that's what putty or whatever. It looks like he's using turds to make these things. And he might as well be, Steve. Because these putty guys, like, it's cool. You can make an army of guys, but you need to work on whatever the training is whenever you put them shits in the kiln. Because they come out a little... They can flip a lot, but that's about it.
Bulk, he interrupts the karate lesson. He's like, man, I can do this shit, man. Jason, move back. He's like, all right, man, well, let me do some demonstrations and see if you can do it. So he does a side kick, and I was surprised when Bulk nails the side kick.
Nailed it, Steve.
Yeah.
He would have knocked someone out with that side kick. It was like perfect form, perfect balance, and this guy's got to be 400, 350.
Yes, a refrigerator. And then Jason was like, all right, that's cool. Well, how about this tornado kick? And he goes into his Chuck Norris Walker bag. And then he's like, man, I could do that shit too. And this dude, he attempts it and then just falls on his face.
Chris Farley's it. Just does like a spin move and just, eats it. But, again, in his defense, he pulls off just a textbook kick to start off. So he's not just a beginner. Like he said, he's not here for some bitch-ass little beginner kiddie class, little girl class. Shut up, little girl. That's who Bulk is, dude. He's the Debo of fucking ocean, whatever. Billy's questioned himself, Steve. The class he took didn't go well.
I don't think I have what it takes.
You know who does have what it takes, Steve? Ernie. With them shakes.
And they looked tasty, Matt.
Oh, dude. An Ernie shake, looking at Ernie, I'm not thinking they're healthy, Steve.
I don't care. They look
I don't either. But I'm saying that's why it's going to be good. You're eating something that's going to be tasty as fuck. So, Ernie, shout out. Maybe you go to the doctor. Maybe you get the fat shot. You need to take a karate class.
Probably got some candy smoothies, got some Reese's Pieces, some Jolly Ranchers, some Oreo smoothies.
Hey, Ernie, I'm gaining weight on this. Well, there's a pat of butter in that, kid. That's the butter shake.
Butter in my smoothie? Yeah, it tastes good.
Joe Rogan said it makes you healthier. But as they're trying to enjoy a shake, Steve, there's some kind of like an earthquake here. Yeah. Right? Shit's getting weird.
It sends the people in a tizzy. So while that's happening, we cut to Zordon and Alpha 5. And Zordon instructs Alpha to get those teenagers, bring them here immediately.
Get me those supple kids. Teenagers? No!
Aye, aye,
Yes. They can't be over 15. Why, Zordon? Don't ask.
I'm a creepy floating head. I don't have all the answers.
There's no laws where I'm from. You know what I'm saying?
He zaps the teenagers over to their little control center. They don't know where they are. Like, how do they get there? any
They
of that.
handle being teleported real well, though. They land. They're like, man, what's going on here?
Yeah.
They're not like, holy fuck, dude, what?
What the fuck just happened?
I was color. I was literally color. So Zordon's on it, Steve. He's got these kids now. I don't know. This is getting creepy when we explain it.
Yeah.
Zordon basically runs them through everything. I mean, they've teleported.
Yeah.
They've seen a full-on sentient robot here, which, that's got to be mind-blowing in the 90s. But Zordon's like, look, there's this crazy bitch on the moon. Don't even worry about me, right? We'll get to that. But we need to stop this. And now you guys are Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Simple as that. Pick up a belt buckle. Let me run you through this real quick.
That's literally what they are. Now, Jason, you will be the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Zach, you will be the Mastodon. Kim, you will be Pterodactyl. Billy, you'll be Triceratops. And Trini, you will be the saber-toothed tiger.
I'd be all in, Steve. I'd be all in. Zach and Kimberly are like, dude, this is creepy as hell, man. Like, you're trying to give us gold coins and stay in this weird base like you teleport us to? I'm out. And then they just leave, and everyone bounces at this point. And again, like, they don't seem to be too concerned about anything. And even coming out in the middle of a desert someplace in this, like, weird alien structure that doesn't make any sense, these kids are just unfazed, Steve.
They have no idea how to get back home either. He's just like, yeah, let's leave. But hold up, where?
God damn it.
I didn't
Somebody
think
go
about
back in and ask them.
Yeah.
We're staying over here.
How do I get back to Angel Grove?
I know we're not going to do whatever it is that you wanted us to do, but can you help us, man? Can you teleport us back? As they're walking through the desert, Steve, not worried about anything, Jason's like, dude, we should have stayed. You know? All this karate skills, we should have. But as they're talking, Rita just launches an attack. It's already on, Steve. She doesn't wait.
Those teenagers think they can stop me? And then those putties pop up. I hated the putties on top of Goldar because they were so cool. Yeah.
Turkey sounding. Why are you doing that?
Like,
Why do they
all
have
of
to
that.
make a noise, Rita?
I hate the
Great.
noise. I hate the look.
We didn't get to see it in this, but there was a time where if you hit them dead center on the chest, they would like crumble apart like some weird old school movie. They would just like explode and their body parts would like go in different directions.
They're pointless. Like, why even send them down, Rita? I always looked at them like I looked at the foot soldiers. They're the same. Like, Donatello by himself would take out like 10 of them. Just like, man, get your ass out of here.
They're pawns in chess, Steve. You got to send just some pawns at them just to keep the tension away. But they whoop that ass, Steve, you know? But then they start to get overwhelmed, but then they just morphs. It's time to go. It's time to fucking do this shit. Zordon explained it. They don't need the instructions. They bring those big-ass belt buckles out. Damn, I wish I still had mine, Steve. Did you have one of those?
I wanted one. Even after I stopped watching Power Rangers, I just thought it was a cool thing just to have.
Yeah, I had that, and I had Tommy's tiger knife.
His sword?
Dope. Yeah, it talked.
Mm.
Like the mouth moved and stuff. So Zordon's creepily still watching these kids because now he's got a bead on them, and he sees what they're going through, and they morph.
Zordon's loving it because he's seeing this. And Alpha, he's hyped up too. They did it. They did it. Ay, ay, ay.
These teens are doing it, Zordon. You were right. They're so strong.
With their musculature.
They really fill those suits out great, don't they, boss? After they morph, he actually puts them right in the city because that's where the real damage is being done. Fuck this desert shit. So they save the trip. They don't have to Uber out of wherever they're at. So now Goldar's here. These teens are actually kicking his ass, Steve. I don't know. Like we said, Goldar, I don't know how long you've been alive, but train a little bit more, my guy.
Yeah. With his punk ass.
What Tybo video or something.
But at this point, the Power Rangers got their swagger up. Goldar, he blows up eventually to skyscraper status. He's like, all right, all the Power Rangers like, okay, that's cool. But watch this, though. So then they power up, bring the dinosaurs out, and they supersize themselves into Megazord.
What the hell? I love Rita's little "make my monsters grow." I love it. She just Joe Namath the staff, right? I mean, dead center, Steve.
She calls her shots. Got to
If she
respect
can do that, you should just try to like javelin toss that thing into a ranger and just see if you can just kill up two birds with one stone here, right?
Yeah. Once they join the B Megazord, they even bring out the power sword, and then they really lay into Goldar. Just like we said, man, Goldar, once he gets his ass kicked, he just pieces out like the punk biatch.
I love, like, and again, this is the first episode. These kids, even when I play a new video game, there's like a week where I'm not good at it, right? They jump into battle and they're flipping little levers and hitting a button. The controls aren't very complex in these Zords, Steve. It's like Golden Tee Golf in that bitch. They know how to do it. They get it into like the join thing, which is just like a big tank, where it's not like the man Zord, like the Megazord. And then they go right to fighting with a sword that comes out of the heavens, Steve.
And they
Of
catch
the
it.
heavens.
For some
Like
kids,
scoops.
some kids who were experiencing this for the first time, they're really nailing it.
They were just enjoying Shakes and Ernie's a couple of hours ago, Steve. Shooting the breeze, beating up some bullies, just having fun. And now they're the saviors of the earth.
Fighting this dog-faced Egyptian dressed dude. I don't know what Goldar is supposed to be, like a wolf that walks.
That's what I think it is. I think he's like some kind of blue wolf with some kind of crazy 80s like hair metal hair that's coming out of it. Respect the look, Steve.
Yeah.
I think we can all. He's actually, you know what? Now I'm thinking of it. Is he the Sphinx?
Yeah.
Because he's kind of got a Sphinxy look. You know what I'm saying?
Sphinx with some kind of animal mix-up.
Shout out to a fan who can maybe tell us like the origin story of Goldar. Let's even maybe we can write that, Steve. But I do want to point out, dude, the Power Zord and like that power sword thing that they get.
Yeah.
That whole like sequence, because they replay it over and over again, is very cool looking. Like regardless of the cheesiness of the show, that looks dope as fuck. Whenever it powers up and they get the lightning strike on it, that's dope as fuck. And after this, when they kill one of the lesser monsters, they slow-mo turn around to camera and just like pose as the monster explodes behind him. And these are the reasons why I was into the show. It was very cool to watch as a kid.
After their first fight as the Power Ranger, they report back to Zordon, and he lays the law down about the rules and regulations that come with being a Power Ranger. And he lets them know that you are never to use this for personal gain, and you must keep your identity a secret. Don't go around telling your fellow classmates or even Ernie.
Don't tell your parents. We're all going to be in trouble. Okay, kids? Don't let them know. And it's also don't escalate a battle unless Rita does, Steve.
That's another one.
Don't be pushing it. This is in martial arts. Use your powers for good. So they've got the bona fides now. They're 1-0. Rita's up on the moon having a schwitz. She's kicking the Victor guy's ass. But I got to be honest, these kids, cool as a cucumber. They have a lot thrown at them in about 15 minutes and really just step up. None of them are like, you know what, guys, I don't think we can do this. They're just like, holy shit, dude, I can jump 30 fucking feet in the air and just kill a giant monster. This is great. I got to go home, though. Take a nap.
And I got to be real with you, man. This is something that never crossed my mind as a kid with either of these women, but my dream threesome would be Sensational Sherry and Rita Repulsa, because all the sounds that they can make, all the O faces. Yes, Steve. Yes, Stevie G. Yeah.
Clap those cheeks, Steve.
Eat it
Yeah. You remind me of my other boyfriend. What was that guy's name? Zed. He's coming. 4-way. More Zed shows up, mate. It's just butt ass, Steve.
Zed's dead, baby. 1996, Jamie Foxx show debuts on WB with the aptly titled pilot. Jamie, a talented performer, dreams of success while working at an aging Los Angeles hotel.
Add this theme song to the list of just banging ass themes.
It's sang by an actual Grammy Award winner.
I mean, we know Jamie Foxx got the pipes, Steve.
Multi-talented. Guess who the co-creator of this show is? Almondy. You so almondy.
No way.
Yeah, dude. Bentley Kyle Evans. Almond Joy. You so almondy.
I'm gonna have some coconuts with you. Have a little almond joy.
Yeah,
I just saw a video about that guy explaining that. How he just like that was just something they used to do to fuck with Martin, try to make him break, and he just did it. Watching this now, great show. Fancy, one of the sexiest women on television for a point.
Ever, in my opinion, man. Unfortunately, this ended in the 2000s, man. I think when we were seniors in high school, kind of wish it ended in the 90s so we can cover more of it, but it is what it is. We start off with Jamie. He's coming into the hotel, and the first person he sees is his Aunt Helen King, and she's just excited to see her favorite nephew.
Jamie. He's Hollywood now, Steve.
With Hollywood friends.
But we also meet Uncle Junior, who's Stan.
Martin.
He's got a little bit of a problem, Steve, and I do like right away. He's like, man, I'm just happy your head caught up with your body, or whatever the joke is. He's laying it down, Steve.
It's a good thing your body caught up with the rest of your head, Jamie.
Dude, I mean, you're nailing that. That's your best impression, Steve. Hopefully I'm not putting shade on anything else, but you could do ADR for this man.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. How about that one?
That's pretty good, too. That's pretty good. But your stand is top notch.
And in this one, Junior, he's got a problem playing the numbers.
I never understood this. I've always heard it, and I've heard people tell stories about it, but I don't get how you win it.
Yeah, that's...
Or who's responsible for saying who wins, you know?
I would say it's a thing of the past, but I'm sure you got some people, some old school cats who are still playing the numbers.
The numbers guy. Call the numbers guy. But Jamie's here because not only does he got family here, they own the hotel, but he's going to stay. He's under the impression, actually, he's going to get to stay for free.
Free? You know that Junior is really not too far removed from Stan. They're literally the same thing, but just different roles.
Yep. Same character, but Stan got a wife, basically, and they bought a hotel.
Pretty much.
But Junior's like, you got to work if you stay here, okay? So Jamie's trying to, like, kind of get out of it, but then he sees Fancy over at the front desk. And... I'll do anything to work there, Steve.
When he approaches her, he's trying to lay on some macking, but she corrects him. He's like, it's actually Francesca.
He lays about 8 lines on her, too, but she's not feeling it. She workplace romances, Steve. She's not a fan.
Hey, man, don't dip your pen in the company ink.
Smart. Wise words, Fancy, but I wouldn't be able to help it. I would be like Jim Carrey in The Mask, just tongue out, eyes bulging out of my head all day. I'd probably be fired immediately. But somebody who's not fired immediately is Dennis.
Yes.
The white boy. Why do I know this guy, Steve? I know this dude. And I can't place it. I don't know the movies from. But he was a guy. He was in some stuff. He's the goofy white boy. He's the bellhop. Not very good at his job. But he's stoked to meet Jamie. He's heard everything. So he daps him up. But he's not very good at his job because he brings the wrong bags. And then when he tries to leave, he can't even open the doors, Steve. So I don't know. I think it's his first day. I think Auntie Helen says it's his first day.
Yeah.
But, you know, Dennis, he's that guy, and Steve's looking him up.
Rookie of the year, possibly?
I guess that could be it because I watched Rookie of the Year. I'm thinking it's not that. I'm seeing him in a uniform of some kind, but not a baseball. But we don't need to cover it. Dennis, goofy white boy, to be continued.
He's like, back to you, Fancy. And as he's talking to Fancy, we see Braxton for the first time. Jamie's just like, hold up, Chico DeBarge. The lady was talking to me.
Looking for spare change?
Yeah.
Go down the street, urchin. I love Braxton's energy. Him and Carlton probably hang out, Steve.
Dude, I was just going to say, and it's the same trajectory as Carlton because when those series started, they're a little stern. Like, who is this rapscallion? And then over time, they lighten up and they become more comedic. And
Yeah.
and you see the Carlton dance over the seasons.
We see a dance in this episode too, but the shit's uglier than anything I've ever done. But Auntie Helen's like, before anything really gets going, she comes out and she's like, "Oh, I'm so glad you guys met. Like, Jamie, you and Braxton are going to be working together. I think you two are going to bring this new energy to this hotel, and it's going to bring us to a new place. Like, we're dependent on you guys."
And he's laying out his credentials. I went to Cornell and graduated in hotel management, and I was cum laude at USC. It's like, yeah, you can cum laude all you want.
Man, I already came loud today. We cut to later, and Jamie's still getting shown around, and Auntie Helen takes him over into like a side room that's like this bar showroom area. And it's looking kind of dungy right now and dingy and like cobwebby. But apparently, like, this was the spot back in the day.
I mean,
A lot of stars.
Duke Ellington, Ella Fitzgerald, even Nat King Cole. And she says, "You don't know anything about Nat King Cole." And then he goes into a rendition of Unforgettable, him and Aunt Helen. And dude, they killed it.
Yeah. I mean, they nailed it. Dude, Jamie Foxx is like indescribably talented. It's crazy how talented this guy is.
Like,
I do like that Auntie Helen, who's a larger lady. She's thick, if you want to say that. She's like sits down on his knee. He's on like a bended knee, like he's proposing. She sits on it, and they finish the song. And then he tries to get up, and his shit fell asleep, Steve.
like sitting on the toilet too long. And I gotta call attention to the Jason Kids he's rocking. I had those in 7th grade, and man, I miss those Jason Kids. One of my favorite hoop shoes of all time.
I dug those, but my personal favorite from that time period were the Grant Hill Filas.
That's another pop.
With that little pop and little patent leather joint. But, you know, Helen, she even reveals she's down with the new school, Steve.
Yeah.
She knew Biggie back in the day. Not back in the
day.
Yeah. She was dancing with Ice Cube when Tupac got arrested. Yeah, Jamie's surprised. He's like, "Damn, I didn't think you knew about all these cats." All right, Aunt Helen. Then she freestyles. She throws down a banger like Omar Gooding.
She got bars. Yeah. They come back to Jamie and Fancy, and he's like, "Look, girl, I just want to take you out to a nice fancy restaurant, and you can even supersize it."
She's still not feeling it, Steve. Workplace romance, even a McDonald's supersized meal, it's not enough for this lady. I mean, come on, lady.
Yeah.
It's expensive out here. One thing that's hilarious about this scene is Jamie's talking to Aunt Helen, talking about getting paid, and he's like, "Yeah, I mean, like, this uniform ain't hitting right." And she's like, "What? You look fine." But then he walks out from the counter, and he's got Michael Jackson Beat It pants. They're so small, Steve. He says,
Some eye waters, yeah.
He even does a couple of Michael moves. I like that. He pulls it off.
Showing his talent, man. The man can sing, he can act, he can dance, like does stand-up comedy. What can he do?
Yeah, dude. I mean, that one album's a banger. Also, that one stand-up comedy from back in the day is a banger too. The Club Punch one.
I might need security.
And then Braxton busts the mood up, wet blanket style, and he brings out like this letter and shows it to Aunt Helen. Turns out they're in deep, Steve. This hotel, Uncle Junior's been up to shenanigans, and he got some kind of a loan for $10,000 using like the hotel as collateral.
Yeah.
And he fucked us, Steve.
Need 10 of them things. As they're deliberating over that, Uncle Junior, he runs in. He's actually singing the "I Need Money" song.
Jamie runs interference. He's like, "Yo, you need to get out of here because I think Auntie Helen's about to go all Lorena Bobbitt on you." And she's trying to, Steve.
Well, he borrowed from a company named Show Enough Savings and Loan. Like, what would you expect?
Bullets with your teeth. What if it's that Show Enough, Steve?
You're definitely not going to get that. But he tells Aunt Helen, like, "I needed to redecorate. Why aren't there any decorations?" He's like, "Well, I gave my money to Nappy Red, who ended up redecorating my face."
So they're down 10,000, Steve, and they got to pay it pronto or they lose the hotel, right?
It's all show nuffs. And then we cut to Braxton and Fancy, and even Braxton's trying to holler. I can't blame you. He's like, "Maybe we can go out after we lose our jobs and you can see the wild side of me." Ha ha. Oh.
That's so bad. Jamie shows up and he's like, guys, we don't have to give up. I got 1,000 in savings. I'll make a couple of low-key street investments. We flip that and we're solid. I mean, the mathematics are all here. We've seen it 1,000 times, right? You make a small investment, but Braxton again shuts it down. He's like, I'm not involved with street pharmaceuticals.
Yeah. Calm down, me so corny. And then Braxton's like, I think it's me so horny. Oh, you got it. All right, all right.
And then Junior shows up. He's feeling terrible, Steve. He feels awful. He's fucked up. His gambling thing finally turned on him. But Fancy just mentions offhand, she's like, actually, Jamie's got $1,000. And Junior perks right up when he hears that. He's like, oh, $1,000?
We can bet some of this money.
Yeah, dude, he's a devil, man. This guy is a bad influence. But we go to the casino, Steve. And Junior and Jamie and Fancy, they're at the craps table. And I mean, Jesus. Play something else, guys. I don't like this at all. But Jamie's like, you know what? I'm not going to bet all of it. I'm not crazy. Just throw a little hundo in here, see what happens. And he wins, Steve.
Yeah, he wins the money, but he doesn't want to leave the table because we fast forward to him being up 5 racks. And he's on a roll. And they're like, dude, you're up now. We can stop. And they eventually talk him off the table. Just tell him you need a break. So as he's taking a break, he still has the dice in his hand. And in an accidental way, like drop the dice out of his hand. And he ends up getting snake eyes, loses all the money. And he tries to walk off with the chips. But then he's stopped by security.
Give me my money, man. I mean, that's a dick move. If he was standing right next to the dealer.
Did you realize one of the security guys is Michael Clark Duncan?
I thought, dude, just the silhouette. You didn't see the face, but just looking at like the person, I was like, I think that is him.
Unmistakable.
It's either him or Debo. One of the two. Yeah. So Jamie fucked up, Steve. He had it. Now it's gone. And it's gone. That's what happens at a casino, Steve. They're built for this. It's going to happen one way or the other. They'd stop him right before he got in the door, offer him a free buffet. Next thing you know, he's down 60 G's. I've seen it 1,000 times, Steve.
But does Los Angeles have casinos? I don't think they do.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, they do? Okay.
I mean, back in the day, I think they were just poker casinos. But, yeah, they had a couple.
Okay.
And they look kind of like this. Pretty crazy looking. Cut back to the hotel. Jamie's full of ideas, Steve. If they go down, it's not for lack of trying on this guy's part. And he's like, yo, Helen mentioned like all these names that performed at this hotel back in the day. And Helen's like, yeah, but they're all dead, which is dark. But he's like, yeah, but what if we called some alive artists and brought some like new talent in here and got the word out? That actually is perfect, Steve, because from what Helen knows, Jamie knows all the stars. She's like, oh yeah, you can call all your friends. And since Jamie's in front of Fancy, I don't think he would level with Helen anyway because he doesn't want to do that. But Fancy's here and there's a little extra pressure. So he's like, oh, yeah. And she's like, Fancy's like, who the fuck do you know?
Oh, I know them all. Well, do you know R. Kelly? I love some R. Kelly. Oh, you know what? I think I can get Robert, because that's what I call him.
Oh, who, me and Aura? Yeah, I got it. I also call Genuine Babyface Janet, D'Angelo, Annie, and Arsenio. I'm calling them all. But R. Kelly, that's like me calling my friend. That's like my best buddy.
Yeah.
Kells.
Number 1 on the speed dial.
So Jamie's in big now, Steve. He's got to deliver. So we cut to the night of the show, and the room's actually packed. But they have been saying R. Kelly's going to show up.
He's on the bill.
This might be a janky promoter situation going on here.
Fancy's excited, and I have to call attention that just a year prior, she was actually in the R. Kelly video, Down Low, where she plays Mr. Big, a.k.a. Ronald Isley's wife, and R. Kelly's the one creeping with her on the down low, down low.
Dude, I mean, Mr. Big, damn. Mr. Isley, congratulations. But this room, Steve, it's popping. People are expecting R. Kelly. Fancy comes out looking top notch, as always. I don't think she has any. There's nothing. Put a fucking potato sack on this woman. She'd look fantastic. She announces the first act, which is R. Kelly, Steve. They're like hyped up. She's hyped up. R. Kelly's her guy, obviously, in the video. But when she's like, okay, R. Kelly here with his new hit single, Big Toe. And then R. Kelly comes out, Steve, but it's Timu status, right? This is not, this isn't the R. Kelly we were expecting.
This is R. Kelly we got at home.
This is J. Kelly. Because Jamie, he put on the makeup, he put on the bald cap, and he's out here crooning, Steve. Don't be stepping on my big toe, big toe. That's a banger, Steve. And I'll tell you one thing. As somebody who didn't watch the show, this is the only thing I really remembered before we started watching it. And it's crazy that it was on the first freaking episode.
It's so great, man. And as he finishes up his big toe, we see a familiar face in Miss Jerry. And she was like, man, get your ass off the stage. This ain't no R. Kelly.
I love that lady, dude. Miss Jerry is the best. And then everybody starts chiming in. There's like, you said R. Kelly, I want my money back. So it's going to start getting ugly here, Steve. They might have a bloodbath on their hands, but he will not lose. He won't give up. So what he does, being the cool motherfucker he is, he sits down at the piano and he's like, look, guys, I know I lied. Shame on me. And I know you guys are mad that you're not going to get to see R. Kelly, but how about this? If you walk out of here and you're not entertained by what I'm about to do, I'll pay all your money back. Everybody gets their money back. How about that? And I mean, damn. Talk about writing a fucking check, Steve.
The pressure is on. But, man, he sits down at the piano, and Jamie King, like Jamie Foxx, does his MFing thing. He even does one of my favorite songs from the 70s. Diamond in the back, sun rooftop, digging the scene with the gangster lean. Woo, woo.
Back in the day when dating was simple.
Yeah.
You send a letter, check yes. Dude, I just would kill to be able to sit down on a piano and just do that. I think that's like a cool talent. I mean, this guy's an actual musician, but it's just awesome. He looks awesome, and he kills it, Steve. And even Miss Jerry comes up and starts licking on his neck and shit.
Yeah, her bloomers got moist real quick.
Okay, she doesn't listen to slow jams. She fucking gush, Steve. Miss Jerry's going to have to get a mop.
She hopped on stage. She got off stage, is dancing. Like, damn, she's a whole vibe. We cut back to the hotel. They're counting the money. They're still 6,000 short. They only made 4 racks. So let's give ourselves a little effort, Braxton says. And he starts clapping. And then collectively, they're all like, sit your ass down.
And then some guy just walks in, Steve, that looks like the bouncer that Gary Oldman had in True Romance. Just a big dude. And he's in a trench coat, so it's even more kind of creepy. I don't know whether he's about to show me his dick or what, but he pulls out he's like, somebody sent me a message for you or whatever. And he reaches into his coat, and everyone's like, oh, shit, thinking he has a gun. And Jamie's like, he's got a gun. Oh, a sandwich. Starts laughing. But the guy pulls out like an envelope, and it turns out, Steve, that Uncle Junior actually won those numbers. Jamie gave him a number. He threw some numbers in, and he gets this wad of money. And Uncle Junior's such a degenerate gambler. He just like flips the money in front of his ear. He's like, looks like I won about $8,000, y'all. And that's enough. They did it.
They even break off Jamie for his efforts, man, because he did do his thing on them keys. So that's fair. You know, he gets, I think, maybe one of those racks.
Hell yeah, dude. And he's like, maybe you can put my name up there with Duke Ellington and stuff. So does he start doing that a lot? Like, do they show him doing this? I don't remember that from the episodes we talked about previously.
Periodically. I mean, you get glimmers of his talent. They don't do it every episode, but he hits on those keys, and it's kind of the same deal. When Fancy sees it, it makes her feel a certain way. Even when she brings her friends around and they see his talent, ultimately he gets the princess, beats Bowser in the very end, and unfortunately we don't get to that.
'Cause they stepped on his big toe, big toe. But then we cut to later, Steve. Kind of what I imagine Jamie Foxx's life is usually like. He's in his place. He's lighting some candles. He's preparing. He's getting ready for a nice, it seems like a dinner date. Fancy shows up. I mean, this guy just made a G, bought a clapper, so he claps his hands, lights turn off, candlelight, and he's ready, Steve. He's throwing all the game at Fancy. Do it.
Yeah, you better get with me now, girl, because when my career blows up and they start fluctuating, you going to want to hop on the team.
When he says that, she claps him off again. She's like, actually, you're right. God damn, you're hot looking, or whatever she says. She gets Jamie in bed. He starts pounding the bed like he's some sort of wild animal.
Like Wanda.
I get it. I understand it. But then we see what's really going on here. And Fancy, he's on like a Murphy bed, and she just flips him up into the wall. And I like, as she's leaving, he's like, does that mean I'm not getting them draws? Like, as a little cat that fell into the wall. But what a great pilot. It's up there, Steve. They got it. I mean, just like Rangers, we figured out, we met all these core characters, got a great episode, and they like had a joke in this that was in the first episode that's one of the most famous jokes in the show, because I knew about it, which is crazy.
Again, the pilot, it's supposed to establish the characters, and this show, they did a great job of that. We get some footing, and we go from there. We kind of know how each of these cats are going to rock.
Ooh, another 1,000? Let's go back to the casino, Jamie. I'm getting there, Steve. I just need to listen to you do it a couple more times. I'll figure it out.
And make some money. But on that same day in 1996, Nick Freno, licensed teacher, debuts, an aspiring actor who, while waiting for his big break, met his expenses as a substitute teacher at Gerald R. Ford Middle School. And it would last 2 seasons, 43 episodes. The only reason I wanted to bring this up is to talk about the late, great Mitch Mulaney. He was introduced to me as being White Mike on Wayans Brothers show, and he killed it. He would always be like, what's up, y'all? But also, he was in a movie that I think a lot of people sleep on called The Breaks, which premiered in 1999. And it had Eddie Winslow in it, Clifton Powell, Carl Anthony Payne II, a.k.a. Cole Brown, and Lamont Bentley, and Loretta Devine. It's like a slept-on classic, man. But unfortunately, we lost Mitch Mulaney in 2008. And I can't help but think what his career would have been if he lived longer.
I remember The Breaks. I'm seeing the cover of the movie, and I definitely remember this.
It's hilarious, dude.
Yeah, I think I have seen this. I never saw this other show, though.
I hadn't checked in or tapped into it like that, but I definitely remember Mitch Mulaney. And I think because of his portrayal of White Mike on Wayans Brothers, I think that's what landed him his own sitcom, because I don't know how familiar you are with the Wayans Brothers show, but his character was always funny whenever he appeared in front of the camera.
No, I don't remember White Mike, but this guy definitely looks Nick Freno, licensed teacher over here.
Yeah.
Is he Italian or is he more white boyish?
He's a white boy from He's a white boy from Oakland.
Well, shout out, dude. Mitch Mulaney.
Yeah.
White boy Mike.
White Mike, man. But what are the callbacks for this week?
I just wanted to just give a shout out to something I did just right before we started recording, Steve. I got to go see OG Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, 1990, in the theater. 35th anniversary, I guess it would be.
35th.
And one, theater packed, love it. Watching people bring their kids, like guys my age bringing their kids to go see this. As we were walking out, we heard a kid go like, this is my favorite one we've watched so far. So it's cool to think there's parents that are just like passing this on to kids. Kids loved it. I loved it. I started tearing up at a certain point, which is hilarious. But watching it in the theater, it's a great movie if you watch it at home. But if you have a chance, do it. It's so cool. Shredder is so cool in that movie. The whole movie is actually, it just feels, it's dirty. It feels lived in. It feels like a real movie and not some kid's movie, even though, you know, there's walking, talking turtles and stuff. So cool experience. I think I talked about that recently, about going to see these older movies in theaters. And for people our age, especially, it's so fun. And it almost brings back, it's like, you know, when you see people in like TV shows and they had amnesia or something, but something brings back like all these memories. And just like going to see it, I remember like being 7 years old, the theater that I went to see it at, being excited. When Raphael says damn at the beginning when he's chasing Casey Jones and screams it, I mean, I lost my shit, Steve. And when we were in this theater, kids lost their shit. So it was cool, man. It was a mind fuck.
Yeah, seeing it for the first time, yeah. And
So good, man. Shredder, awesome. Danny, a little bitch. Corey Feldman as a voice of Donatello, loving it. How about you, man?
all I got is the guy that we talked about on the Jamie Foxx show. His name is Andy Berman, and maybe you remember him from the Wonder Years where he plays Chuck Coleman, I believe one of Fred Savage's friend on the show.
Oh, okay. Maybe that is it. I think you're right. Yep.
With the
You're
curly hair.
Nice, Steve. Freaking nice.
I be trying, Matt, but please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Please tell your sister. Check out Crushgasm every Wednesday with Kendra G, our guy Clark the Shark on Podcastle, and Wrestling with Ronzilla on TikTok. This is Steve G and Matt G.
Happened in the 90s.
Matt was the fat kid, Steve was the black kid. Life wasn't always great, but you know what was? The 90s. Happened in the 90s. Yeah!